Hi, I'm Asna, and today I'm going to be bringing you the third video in my series called Coconut Use. I kicked off this series showing you how to create your own fresh coconut milk. From there, I ventured into showing you how to create some raw crackers using the leftover coconut pulp. In today's video, which is the third video, I'm going to show you how to make your own coconut candy. So I'm going to dive right into showing you how to make this recipe. As they say, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So for this recipe, you will need some leftover coconut pulp. You will need some cocoa, some coconut oil, some maple syrup, some vanilla extract, and I also like to add to this recipe some almond meal that I usually grind up from making my almonds, or I may use peanut, which I usually create some peanut meal. I think today I'm going to stick with adding the almonds. So to start out with this recipe, the first thing you will need to do is measure out 2 tablespoons of the coconut pulp. You want to dump that straight into the bowl. From there, I'll add the almond meal. I usually add about 2 tablespoons of almond meal as well. From there, I add some Hershey cocoa. This is unsweetened, so I take 1 tablespoon of the Hershey cocoa. So once I'm kind of done with all of my dry ingredients, I go into the wet ingredients. From there, I add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Actually, for this recipe, I'm going to go ahead and add 4 tablespoons. Just so I know I have enough to demonstrate for you to at least make 6 of these candy pieces. And with that, I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of the cocoa, just to balance. For every 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, I want to have 1 tablespoon of cocoa. Add that. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I also want to add just 1 dash of vanilla. And I do mean like a small dash. This one doesn't have like a top that makes it come out slowly, so I'll just pour a little into the cover, dump that in. Okay. From there, I'm going to go ahead and stir it. And as you're mixing it, if you feel like you want your chocolate to be thicker, you can add 1 to 2 more tablespoons of the almond meal. If you want it to be a little thicker using the coconut, you can add 1 to 2 more tablespoons of the leftover coconut pulp. But for me, this is like just right. I just want to show you how it looks already. So it really is your choice how you want to mold this candy. I sometimes use these small cups to pour the chocolate in. And I don't really have a mold for the smaller cup. I just dump it into there. And I usually take about 6, stick it into the bowl, put it in the freezer. Or you can make a candy bar. A candy bar. You can take some parchment paper, pull it out, lay that down in the bowl, and pour your chocolate over it to make the candy bar. Or you can make it a little bigger. You can take bigger cups And you can just dump some into the cup. And I usually do not put a lot when I'm filling these cups. And sometimes I'll usually even add an almond right in the middle of it, just to make it like a nice little surprise as you're biting through it. And I usually do use a mold for the bigger ones. I just will stick it into there. But today I think I'm going to go more so with creating, well, I want to do a candy bar, but I'm just going to go ahead and demo how I came up with what I'm going to show you. So you just take it and you feed the chocolate into these little cups. I just stuck it into this bowl just to hold it. So I'm just going to show you two, but you get the idea. Depending on how much you put in here, this could make anywhere from 6 to 8. Sometimes I like to also add a nut in the middle. If you wanted to have extra, you just would double my recipe. So I'm going to go over it for you one more time, what I used to create what I'm creating for you today. I started out with the coconut pulp. I used 2 tablespoons of that. From there I used 2 tablespoons of the cocoa, unsweetened cocoa. From there I used 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. I also added 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You don't have to use maple syrup. You can always use agave or even stevia. I just prefer maple syrup. From there I also added 2 tablespoons of almond meal, but this is more so optional. You don't have to add this at all. And sometimes I also like to garnish the middle with almonds. It's really up to you. And so you would finish it and sit it in the freezer anywhere from 20 minutes to like overnight or however long you want it. It usually takes about 20 minutes at the least to kind of solidify. And I want to show you how it looks when it comes out. So delicious and so easy to make. See, I do not make a lot of these because I will eat them all day. So, I'm going to tell you the same thing. When you do make them, they're delicious, but eat them in moderation. Make you a couple here, make you a couple there. It's very easy to make, and it is very delicious, but you don't want to overeat them. They're very heavy ingredients considering the oil and the pulp and the almond meal I use. But they're delicious. They're much healthier than the Snicker bar or Almond Joy. I hope you gained something from this video and you learned something. If you would change anything, let me know. If you would add anything, let me know. That's how I learn. Until next time, have a great day.